Hi, YouTube. I haven't uploaded here in a while. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Y'all got to hear what I've been going through because I can't even stop laughing. I can't even. Help. Okay. As my name implies, I am a stoner. Yes. And if it wasn't for the glorious weed, I probably would have gotten arrested this morning. Yes, this morning. The sun has just barely gotten up. It is currently 7:14 in the morning. And I'm already dealing with the cops thanks to my neighbor. Story time! Oh my god. Why? Why me? Okay. I have a neighbor. This is probably going to be a long-ass video because I've been dealing with this man for months right now. He lives upstairs from me. I've been living here about 14, 15 years now. I've known him that long. I've known him even longer than that because I used to go to a place called Fellowship Place. Well, first let me start out. I used to go to a place called Connecticut Mental Health Care, where I would go for therapy. So does he. He goes to Connecticut Mental Health Care. I also knew him at a place called Fellowship Place, which was like a mental health clubhouse for people who need help and shit. Help with like getting a job, or if you're homeless, getting someplace to live, and yada, yada, yada. Stuff like that. And so I've known this man for over 20 years, probably. So I know when this man is off his meds. He's a ex-crackhead. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. The cop, ex-crackhead, paranoid schizophrenic with OCD. And he screams all the time. Now, even the cop said it could be because he's hard of hearing, and I said, I know that. Because I've been telling him for years, you need hearing aids. And he denies it every time. Oh, no, I don't need hearing aids. Even though he's always got his phone, whenever he's on his phone. Because I talk to people on speaker. Yes, granted. But that is only when I'm in my house. Outside, I'll put the phone up to my ear like the old-fashioned Gen Xer I am. Or I'll have, like, my headphones on and an earpiece or something and talk to people, you know? I don't have my phone on speaker in fucking public outside. This man has his phone on speaker 24/7. Everybody can see it, hear both sides of the conversation. He's so deaf, he has his freaking TV on up to 100. To the point where I know he could probably hear my TV. I get that. But I know he can't hear every single word that comes out of the guy's mouth on my TV. When he has his TV on, every single word for word, I can hear. My TV, he probably hears muffled. You know, he doesn't know what the frick the dude's saying. He doesn't know I'm watching a dude react to a body cam of a crazy teenage girl that set a fake plant on fire at a Walmart and caused $7.5 million worth of damage. No, he doesn't know that. All he hears is, no, I can hear every single solitary word that comes out of that television. And he'll play, like, the calming piano music, you know those type of videos that come up on YouTube that are like 8-9 hours long, you play for, like, studying your music. Well, it's creepy as fuck to me, because he plays it where I can hear it, but it sounds creepy, like something out of a horror movie. You know, like, it's that piano music you hear, like you're in a haunted house, and you can hear it, but you just don't know where it's coming from. It's like creepy as fuck. It gives me the And with the screaming, it triggers my PTSD. Because main part of my PTSD is my glorious, wonderful mother. Oh, what a fucking bitch that she was. And I got screamed at a lot as a child. I got screamed at a lot my whole life. I mean, at one point I had roommates that we were having screaming Mimi fights to the point where I would be losing my voice. Yeah. I don't like screaming. So it triggers my PTSD. Well, I thought I would use some sort of like negative reinforcement type of shit to get him to stop, because he doesn't like when I go up to his door and pound with the palm of my hand on his door. So I told him a few days ago, I said, you scream, I pound. You stop screaming, I stop pounding. Plain and simple. How's that? Well, last night, sirens. You're gonna expect sirens around here. Okay? Police substation. Not but less than a block away. About around the corner and up the street. Fire station. About 3 or 4 blocks away. Hospital. You're gonna hear sirens. Fire truck went down the street last night. This motherfucker, because it fucks with his paranoia and schizophrenia bullshit with loud noises, like he can't even stand when my neighbors play loud music. He starts screaming out his window at the fucking fire truck like a dog barking at a siren. I said, I've had it. I go up to his door, I start pounding. I said, what did I tell you? You scream, I pound. You stop screaming, I stop pounding. Get it through your head, and then I walk back into my house. Mind my business. Go back about my day, smoke my weed, and enjoy my YouTube. Well, I start hearing noises in the hallway, and I start yelling and screaming, thinking it was him. Lo and behold, it wasn't him. It was the police. I hear knocking. I thought someone was knocking at his door. I went, you looking for so-and-so? He goes, no, I'm actually looking for you. I went, huh? He goes, yeah, Kelly, it's the New Haven police. I said, oh, he called the cops. And I started getting angry and shit. And I told him, oh, when you have a warrant, come back. Because I said, I watch way too many body cams and true crime and interrogation footage that I know way too much about what y'all can get away with and what y'all can't get away with. So come back with a warrant. He said, you want me to? I can. I said, okay, fine. Whatever. And I went, I really don't like the cops because, to be honest with you, I'll get into it some other time. But yeah, the cops a long time ago killed one of my friends. I really don't like the cops. Well, he basically says, well, you leave him alone, he'll leave you alone, yada, yada, yada. Eventually leaves. This morning, a little while ago, this motherfucker comes out in the hallway. And I start yelling, because I'm a petty bitch. I'm very petty. I said, you want to call the cops? Go ahead. Go ahead. Fine. Call the cops. You're not going to stop hearing my voice every time you come out in the hallway. Because I'm freedom of speech. I'm in my house. I'm not out in the hallway talking to you. I'm just happen to be talking in my apartment. And if you happen to be hearing it, that's your problem. Well, I'm sitting here and I open my curtains. And I look out the window, and I see 2 cop cars. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And I started to panic at first. Took a couple of hits off the bong. Calmed down. And I started to think this out. I went, you know what? Don't get angry. Don't go off the wall. You don't want body cam footage for Bionic Pig, do you? No, you don't want to do that. Nah. Go the other route. Cop shows up. I said, you know what? I have a cane that's hanging on my door in the kitchen that I had for when my knees were really bothering me really bad. I said, sympathy. Get sympathy. I put on my bathrobe. I grabbed my cane. I walked out into the hallway with my cane. And I heard them come downstairs. I went, oh, I'm up here. They came up. One of the cops came up. And we had a nice conversation. See, I'm not stupid. See, my mother a long time ago used to say to me when I was a child, if only you would use your smarts for good, for like learning in school. You always use your smarts for evil, to get away and connive with shit. And I learned how to manipulate very well from the queen of manipulation, my mother. If that woman can manipulate a closeted gay man to not only walk down the aisle with her, but also create a child with her, yeah, she's the queen of manipulation. So, I stand there and have a very nice conversation with this officer. I basically tell him, I've been dealing with this man for months. I tell him how he's been screaming, how he's been triggering my PTSD, he even asked for the landlady's number. I gave him my landlady's number because I told him how the landlady and the maintenance man have been dealing with him because he won't let them do any work up there. I told him how like I said, his screaming's been triggering my PTSD, how I have suffered from several mental health problems, and I have several health problems, hence the cane, and I even pointed to my walker downstairs. Yes, I have a walker, one of those rollator ones with the seat, because I can't stand, thanks to fibromyalgia, arthritis, and neuropathy, I can't stand at bus stops anymore, and not every bus stop has a freaking bench. So I have one of those rollator walkers with the seat. So if I end up at a bus stop with no bench, I have somewhere to sit. So yeah, I even pointed to my walker downstairs. I said, that's my walker. That's how bad off I am. And I'm dealing with him screaming. He goes, I even think he might be deaf because we showed up here and he just started screaming in our face. And I said to him, the cop said to him, are you having problems hearing or something? And I said, oh boy, let me guess, he denied it. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, I've been dealing with him for years with that. I've been trying to get him hearing aids, tell him he needs hearing aids. But he refuses. He says he doesn't need them. So yeah, and so basically he gave me a case number. He's going to call Kathy, my landlady. And he even asked for my name, my birth, my date of birth, and my phone number. You know, I basically get on the cop's good side. I apologized for last night and everything. Said I just wasn't expecting it. You know, I was nervous. Didn't know what to do. So I was just getting all pissed off and everything because I've been dealing with him too. And cop was totally cool about it. He was like, okay, yeah, well, here's the case number. Took down all my information. Was like, okay. And we even fist bumped and he left. Smart. Don't fuck with me.